everybody. This is the Audacious Ask, and my name is Jennifer Cramer Lewis, and I am an Access Consciousness certified facilitator. And Access Consciousness has been empowering people to know what they know for almost 30 years in 173 or 174 countries around the world. And so how do you know what you know? Well, one of the words that Access Consciousness throws around is something called awareness. And so probably your parents didn't say, hey, what are you aware of when you were a little kid? They probably just were like, hey, don't do that, or hey, choose this, or here's one of two terrible choices. You can either eat your liver or you can go to bed. Which didn't honor your awareness that one, you probably weren't tired, and two, liver tastes disgusting. Unless you're one of those strange people that actually likes liver, and then you can go ahead and eat your liver. And so what is awareness? Awareness is a sense of what your body would like to create, and what's going to be easy for you to create. And yeah, so just stepping into that. What I notice is when something is like, you know, sloggy or hard for me, or I procrastinate about it, or like a ton of different things, I'm getting the awarenesses, like the sensations in my body of things that I could create or things that I could choose, but I'm not wanting to create or choose them. And sometimes that's resistance, and sometimes it's just not a light choice for you. And yeah, so we can talk about awareness. I think it's probably going to pop up a little bit more on this podcast. What's your audacious ask?
I would like to get over the making of a website like this.
Say that again?
I would like to get over making a website like this.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Like, you know, like getting it from the air, it goes in and stays in, and I just make it.
Okay. So what would that be like if you chose that?
Easy.
Easy, right? Okay. So there's easy and then there's ease. Which do you choose?
Right now, the easy.
Right. Okay. So cool. Is it a possibility for you to have the website be easy?
Yes and no.
Okay. So what percentage yes and what percentage no?
Just the word is comes. Easy. Like 30.
30% easy?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so all 70% not easy. Will you destroy and uncreate all of it?
Yes.
Okay, good and bad, right and wrong, pod and pock, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyonds. So that's more business elegance. So who do you know that creating websites is easy for them?
I have some friends.
Okay, and so
this one is just right now, it's on me. I got a task that I have to practice how to do with Wix.
Mm-hmm.
And what is usually overwhelming for me is that I don't really have a picture of a website for my stuff that I would like to sell on it. So the formats, there are a lot of formats, and the volume is overwhelming to choose from. So I spend a lot of time, and after a while I just get frustrated, like,
okay,
fuck it, like I don't want to deal with it.
Cool. So what's the deadline for having this finished?
Deadline not really, but you know, by the end of October it would be nice to have you know, like almost ready to launch.
So is that ease for you to spend an entire month doing something that you don't love?
No. But I got the idea also, that there is this website that I can hire someone for $5 to $35, makes the website, and then I can change anything I want on it.
Right.
So
Right. And then also, what we were talking about earlier, like, would you be willing to have someone show up who will do the website for you? It's easy for them. They can do it in their sleep. They want to do it because it's fun for them. And without any point of view of exchange.
What does that mean?
Well,
point of view of exchange.
Okay, so exchange is I do this website for you and you give me something that I want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what if they just did it for you?
Well, that would be my dream come true.
But it would be sort of fantasy, right?
Not necessarily. I can do dream come true.
Okay, cool. What did you just say?
I can do dream come trues.
Yes, cool. So everything that doesn't allow you to do the dream come true, without having to do anything, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Okay, good and bad, right and wrong, pod and poc, online, boys, shorts, and beyonds. This was something that I was like, how do you get people to do stuff for you without an exchange? And it was interesting. I was at facilitators training for access consciousness. And both Gary and Dane, I got both barrels. They were like, what is this exchange that you're talking about?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, well, I mean, you do this thing and then you get paid for it. And they were like, oh. They were like, well, what if that isn't how it goes? And are you willing to just have people do stuff for you and have no exchange? And are you willing to do stuff badly and still get paid for it?
Yeah, I got that a lot of times, and lately it comes like I start to feel guilty that people are doing stuff for me.
Cool.
Because a lot of people don't see the energetic contribution that I am to them. So it's like I always have to keep in mind, but hey, this is what I'm doing for you. I support you this way or that way. Mm-hmm. So I start to, actually with this that I just said it out loud, I start to lose the sharp edge of the self-blame, the blame, shame feeling, because I'm not doing anything for them in exchange. Just
right.
Like create that they are making it for me.
Right. Cool. So, where are we going to go with this? So what's exchange to you, Tunda? No right answer.
It's usually some physical object.
Cool.
Or services for
services for money, or a physical object for sale. Truth?
Yeah, or I do this for you, you do that for me. And here in America, it's like, it's a everyday thing. In Europe, or let's just say the Hungarians, they don't do it like that. It's like, hey, you're like family, and I just do it because I love you.
Right.
Or a lot of places in Europe are like that. Here I see more and more like that, something for something.
Cool. So all of the somethings for something that you've ever bought, you've ever sold in any lifetime, on any planet, in Europe or anywhere else, will you destroy and uncreate all of them?
Yeah.
Okay, good and bad, right and wrong, pod and poc, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyonds. Everywhere you do more for family, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Yeah.
Good and bad, right and wrong, pod and poc, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyonds. Everywhere you do more for money, will you destroy and uncreate that too?
Yes.
Okay, good and bad, right and wrong, pod and poc, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyonds. And what if money had no value?
That would be awesome.
Okay, good and bad, right and wrong, pod and poc, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyonds. And what if your objects, like your beautiful wire wrapping,
I sold one.
Good one. I can't wait until the whole collection is gone, and then you tell me I've sold it all and the people are wearing it. I think you need to have a contest.
One of my friends would like to buy them all.
Yeah, let them.
To have me.
Yeah, just let them.
Yeah, I'm waiting for her answer.
Nice. Good and bad, right and wrong, POD and POC, online, boy shorts and beyonds. Yeah. So, yeah. What I would love for you to do is have a look at your art that you make, your beautiful jewelry, and imagine that there was nothing that could be exchanged that would equal the value of what you create.
Yeah.
And what would happen then? Okay, everywhere you're going into conclusion that you would be broke, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Okay, good and bad, right and wrong, POD and POC, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyonds. Because truth, what you create is priceless, correct?
Yeah.
Good and bad, right and wrong, POD and POC, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyonds. So how can you put a value on something that's priceless?
I asked them.
Yeah.
How much they want to be sold for.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. So sold for, on this side, has an energy of something that's maybe not so bright or light. What's a different word or a different way that you could ask them?
Exchange for?
Well, what if you ask them to find their new lover?
Okay, and then, because in the store I have to put a number on them.
Yeah, so then you could say, oh, well, your new lover, what would your new lover like to pay for you? Or what would your new lover, and then rather than going into the calculation, what I see happening is for you to get a picture in your mind of the actual denominations of the bills. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So rather than you going into, oh, well, it took me, 17 hours.
I can't go there because it's not paying off at all, as
Yeah.
hourly dealing with it.
You can't get paid hourly for what you do.
No.
Yeah. So at the beginning, some artisans make sure to get their work in front of people who will be photographed in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so that's how they get fashionable. So think about that. Who can you connect with that would get photographed in your work and be willing to be an endorsement for the work that you do? That's just something that's coming across. Any sort of artist, if you can get your work in places where it's getting press, that's huge. And so there is no exchange there, like of dollars, or maybe it can be like, oh, okay, well, I've got this thing, I've made it specifically for you, and they're like, oh, well, what would you like to get paid for it? You could say, oh, well, I'd love for you to be photographed in it, and I'd love to be able to tag you on social media. And so it's like, what leapfrog, this is what I'm seeing, is a leapfrog and then a star. So just ask your creations, what's the leapfrog? Where do you go so that you can shine?
Actually, I like to make jewelry for personal, like that I know who is made for, or the person, and I make it for the person.
Yeah.
So I just
well, that's a lot of the design. They have
better.
like a dream audience, right? So
yes.
They'll make a dress and they imagine, okay, well, who's going to buy this dress is this famous actress. And so they'll make a dress specifically for her. And then what happens after that is everybody wants to buy it, right? I mean, that's what happens on the Grammys, and the Oscars. So imagine that you are a jeweler to people who wear your jewelry to events, and then, reverse engineer that, make the jewelry for the event. That's what I do.
Okay.
Is that light?
Yeah, that feels light.
Cool. Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. That was the Audacious Ask. My name is Jennifer Cramer Lewis, and you can join me live on Mondays or Tuesdays, wherever you are on the planet. And what the Audacious Ask is about is asking for more to show up in your life, whether that's money, lovers, creations, a life that's ease, maybe even easy. And yeah, so just come and join us on Mondays or Tuesdays. And if you're at a part of your life where you're like, well, wait a minute, I think I might need some hand holding here to have a bigger, more audacious creation, then you can find me on Facebook. My name is Jennifer Cramer Lewis. Ciao, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.